What is up? It's Matt, Taco Potato Mustang. Today's video is going to be sort of a tutorial, but essentially documenting a process that I have not seen a video for yet. So hopefully this will help somebody who plans to do something similar in the future. And that is installing a Cervini's ram air kit on a Cervini's ram air hood for a Fox body Mustang, though I imagine the process might be similar for a kit for other cars. So let's get started. First things first, got to remove the hood from the car, which I already did with the assistance of my awesome wife. And I have the hood over here up on some jack stands. It is a little dirty, although I started cleaning on that side. And this is the ram air duct. This is the side that will go against the hood. So according to the instructions that are available on the Cervini's website, the first thing you're supposed to do is sand down a 1/2 inch on the perimeter of the air duct. So that will be around here, although it kind of looks like maybe it was already sanded down. So maybe I don't have to do too much in that regard. Yeah. So the next step, it says to place the air duct on the underside of the hood and line it up with what they say are scribe marks. Looks a little different than what the picture says on the instructions, but I'm assuming that they're referring to the lines on the side. So you can see the even though the ram air duct is white, the underside of the hood is pretty dirty, as my wife took time to point out to me. Yeah, so now I'm going to take a pencil. Well, once I get this lined up, I'm going to take a pencil and draw around the air duct, and then I'm supposed to put wax on the areas around where the duct is not going to be. So I just did the tracing of the pencil, and I have to say one thing that makes it challenging is that the hood, the ram air duct, does not sit flush while it's just sitting there. So you might have to do a couple of lines twice, or it might be helpful to have somebody hold down one side and you hold down the other side while you trace the line. So next thing it says is I'm supposed to use the sandpaper again and sand inside the pencil line, 1/2 inch in. This seems like it might be a little time consuming, just to make sure you don't erase the pencil mark while you're sanding. So I'm going to do that, and then I believe the next step is to place wax on the outside of the pencil mark so that when you apply the Bondo that will hold the ram air duct in place, it does not stick outside of where it's supposed to. So let's see how this goes. So this part's a little confusing because it doesn't really say how far down you need to sand the paint. So I did a little Googling, and it seems like it doesn't necessarily have to be all the way down to the metal to apply Bondo to this type of surface. I didn't get that from Cervini's, but just from a site that seems to be credible. But I'm not completely confident that this will work, but I'm also not sure I really want to sand all the way down to the metal or whatever it is the whole way around. So maybe I'll just do it as is and see if it adheres. Fingers crossed. So right after I filmed that last section where I said I wasn't gonna go down to the bare metal, I read on the Bondo body filler that you should sand down to bare metal. So just kidding, I guess I'm actually gonna go down to bare metal. So this take a little bit longer, but here's what I'm looking at right now. And as you can see, some of the areas, the pencil marking is gone. So it's just something to keep in mind while you're doing it. So here's what we're looking at right now. It's not perfect, but hopefully this will work. Now I'm going to apply some wax to the outside area. Okay, so another thing that's a little confusing is in the Cervini's instructions, it says apply a bead of Bondo to the sanded area of the air duct, which is the ram air thing. So that would be, basically mostly around the edges. But when I'm looking at the instructions, it seems like I need to mix the body filler with cream hardener, and then it has this to apply it. But when it says bead in the instructions for Cervini's, it seems like you'd be pouring it out of a tube. So I'm not sure if there's another type of container I could get for the Bondo. I might do a little searching, and maybe see if I go pick something up from the store. But if it turns out, I guess my concern is that if I do the mixing, I want to make sure I do it correct, but then I also don't want to apply the Bondo to the ram air duct and then have it dry or harden before I can even get it over to the hood to put it on. So this will take some careful something. Cervini's, your instructions need to be a little bit more detailed, just FYI. Okay, so I either did something wrong or I don't know. It seems like I have the sides of the ram air secured, but there's parts where I either didn't put enough Bondo or it just didn't stick. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe I can try and fill in a little bit on these areas and hope that that's sufficient, and also try to do the the back too, so that this is at least secure to the hood. But I'll have to clean up this wax and then try to mix and apply more of the body filler. I mean, that was like a stupid, I don't understand how you're supposed to do a bead of body filler from a can. It'd be nice if the instructions said something along the lines of, oh, use this, like, I don't know, bottled version of body filler. But the stuff that I'm seeing online looks like it's just like some sort of putty that's supposed to be used for small fixes. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to be used for adhering like fiberglass to fiberglass or whatever. So I don't know, just kind of frustrated at the moment, but going to try and find a way to fill in some of this stuff and make sure that it's more secure before I do the airbox thing. So, okay. Okay. It is not pretty, but I think I got it. You can see there's a little bit more of the Bondo residue, particularly on the back side of the hood. But I think that you're supposed to cut most of it off with the putty knife. I think I'm going to leave a little bit there just to see if there's any issues in terms of it. I don't know, air getting through or it separating or whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna go through it and check for more, check if there's any more gaps or if it seems like it's loose anywhere. And then once it seems okay, I will get started on the airbox. Can't remember if I mentioned this, but Cervini's sent me a new filter. And also I got the seals for the airbox. So I'll be getting that in here soon. It continues. Okay, it's the next day and I have put the hood back on the car. So you can tell from here that, I mean, it's just the angle with the lighting. This definitely looks worse than it did last night, and there's still some openings here in where it attaches to. It seems like it's pretty sturdy, so but I'm not super excited about the way it looks because I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I would prefer it looks a little bit cleaner, but this is not a show car. So for now, I just want it to be functional. And so what I did is I picked up this Bondo glazing and spot putty, and my plan is to use it to fill in some of these open spots on the front, like up here, and hopefully that'll help with the seal. Another thing that kind of sucks is if you look at the ram air opening, you can see that there's some of the Bondo that's squeezed out right here. I mean, I should have anticipated that, but I mean, again, the whole process was a little bit messy. I would definitely say if there's any way to use some sort of like syringe or caulking gun or something with when you apply the Bondo to the ram air duct, so you can make like a clean line as close to a clean line as like all the way around, and presumably if you did that, you might have less of a mess, and it would also save you a little bit of stress with the caulk or the Bondo not drying. God, I can't speak. Not drying too fast while you're trying to get it all the way around the ram air duct. So I'm going to apply the spot putty and then get the. I took out the one side of the air box and the air filter. I'm going to get this air box with the new filter on and just confirm that the hood will close all the way without crushing the top of the air box. So, all right, I will continue. Now it's even uglier because the putty is red and definitely messy, but whatever. I will figure out a way to make that look prettier someday if I need to. Now I am dealing with the airbox piece. So the one thing that, again, I'm confused about is, so there was a foam liner that goes on the part that attaches to the actual ram air duct. So I added that to the airbox piece. It's pretty self-explanatory. But there is also another piece, which is about the same size as the airbox, but it doesn't seem like it would fit. It doesn't seem like it would fit that well against this part of the airbox. And there was not a seal like that on the factory airbox, as far as I recall. And I don't want to put it on the inside of the factory airbox, because then maybe if I ever go back to the stock intake, then this filter might not fit in correctly. So maybe I'll try it without the foam pad, see how it fits, and then if it seems like it's loose, or if there's any issues, maybe I'll try and add it. I don't know. It would be nice if Cervini's would add something in the instructions. So, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so here's how it looks with the airbox ram air setup. So you can see the duct, the ram air area net, whatever we're gonna call it itself, is supposed to match up with this, and the outside airbox is still the factory. Actually, I did end up using the seal. I just put it on the inside of the ram air box, and actually when I did that and I fit everything, it made it so that the two remaining clamps actually closed a little bit tighter than they were before without it. So it definitely appears to be something that you would use with the kit. It just doesn't explain it in the directions. So now I'm going to see if the hood closes, and then maybe I will take it for a drive. Okay, so it turns out it did fit, although it gets you see a little bit of, I don't know what the right word is. The seal seems to kind of like distort a little bit after you bring the hood back, open the hood back up. But I just took it for a drive. It's kind of hard to tell if there is a significant difference in power. I feel like maybe it felt a little bit stronger as I was going, I don't know, maybe above 40. But it's also like perfect temperature. Like the air is pretty cool right now. I think it's in the 60s. and it could also be my imagination. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try and take it for a few more drives and just see if, I notice anything. I mean, it's kind of really hard to say, oh, I did this mod that's supposed to add, I don't know, like 5 to 10 horsepower, and then you don't drive the car for a few days, and then it'd be, obviously the ideal scenario would be you drive it without, and then you drive it with no time taken it in between to install the parts. So, but yeah, there you have it as far as installation on the Cervini's Ram Air kit for 87 to 93 Mustangs with their Ram Air hood. I think the kit might be the same as the Storm & Norman hood, which is like a slightly taller, has a slightly taller cowl. And I think the Ram Air ducts might be a little bit bigger, but yeah. So anyways, if you have any experience with this and you identify where I went wrong, or if I did something, I could have done something in an easier, smarter way, feel free to chime in the comments. I mean, this is always a learning experience for me, and yeah, hopefully this sticks. The Ram Air duct stays where it's supposed to be, and eventually I can clean it up a little bit more, have it looking a little nicer under the hood. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel and like my video, please hit subscribe. Keep an eye out for more Fox Body and Dude Stang videos coming on Taco Potato Mustang. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.